Just in case they ain't get the picture the first time around.
I see you, hater. My motivator. Y'all make me greater. Yeah.
It's been 2 days since I did the flow coat. Now I'm finna pull it out, let it sit up for about a week, let the clear harden up, and then I start sanding on it for the cut and buff. Because you don't want to start sanding on it now because your clear is still shrinking, so you want to let it do what it do before you start sanding on it. I'm just gonna unmask it and pull it out. Yeah, it's been a minute since I shot that last clip. Now we finna pull it back in and start on the cut and buff. It's been sitting for probably 2 weeks now. Should be good and hard, ready to cut and buff now. I've been pulling it in and pulling it out. As you can see, a lot of pollen and everything else done fell on it. That's what I like to do. Once I paint it, I like to let it sit at least a week. Let it harden up, cure up, because you don't want to start cutting and buffing if the paint ain't, hardened and did what it need to do, because you'll be cutting for nothing. So we finna wash it up, get all this up off of it, take it on the inside, and get to work. Ready to pull it in now. I should have unmasked it, but I guess I'll leave this paper on to keep that compound from going all over the place. All right, we're in the shop now. Now I can show you all the imperfections that we're gonna be addressing. It's a lot of dirt, nibs, and trash on the hood. And it's also some runs. I know it's one here I just seen. I can't remember where all the runs was because it's been a minute since I painted the car. I think it was some on this side. Here's a sag here, a couple of them there. It's a run, or two up here. But I'm just gonna go around the entire car, make sure I cut all the runs down. And we're gonna be cutting the runs with 1500 on the block. So we need to tackle that first before we do the rest of the car. Knock down the runs. Let me take you up here and show you what I'll be using. Okay, these are the different grits that I'll be using on this job here. Every job I do different. This time, since it's a black car, I'm not gonna do no blocking with the block, because a lot of times you'll leave scratches in it. So I'm just gonna use I'm gonna block the runs out. That's the only thing I'm gonna use with the block. The rest of it I'm gonna use the DA, and we're gonna be cutting it with 1500 Then we're gonna step it up to 2,000, then on up to 3,000. Cutting and buffing consists of two things. Cutting is when you sanding it, removing all the imperfections. Then buffing is polishing the shine back, getting the shine back. But it's more than one step in each process. Like cutting, you could do it 3 steps, 1,500, 2,000, 3,000, or you can go even further, or you don't have to do that many steps. But I usually do 3 steps on each. 3 steps on the cut, 3 steps on the buff. On the buff, I use like a compound, then a polish, then a fine polish. But we'll go over that on down the line. Right now, we're gonna concentrate on these runs. I'm gonna use this rigid block, and I'm just gonna take a sheet of this here and wrap it around the block. And I'm gonna take it back here where the run's at, and we'll cut them off. We'll cut them out. We're gonna do this one here first. Right now you can't see it. Well, you might can see it, but once I start cutting, you'll be able to see it more. Just a few runs. Now you should be able to see it a lot better. A couple of passes. See? Let me dry it off. Yeah, I ain't got nothing but a few runs, so it ain't gonna take us that long to cut these runs down. I'm gonna go on the other side, and I'm gonna come back to this side once that dry. Then I'll show you what it look like. Let's hit these up here. Trying to do it with one hand and hold the camera with the other. You want to be careful when you're cutting these runs, because you could cut into the color, which I done flow coated. I got quite a few coats of clear on here, so I'm not worried about cutting into it. Plus I done let it sit up 2 weeks, so the clear good and hard. But fresh clear, you want to be careful, because you'll cut into it, and then you'll cut down into the color, then you'll be messed up. But you can see already that it's not taking much to remove this run. And it's 1,500 here. Still a little bit there, but it ain't gonna. I'm just gonna leave that so I can show you what it look like once it's dry. And we're gonna go back over there. I'm gonna show you the other side, what I was talking about. Let's go back to the other side. It still ain't all the way dry, but it's drying. Still a little spot up there, but you can see the run now a lot better. Then you got a lot of little dirt nibs here and there, but all that's gonna get cut out too. But it's just gonna take a little bit more. This run here be gone. Let me go and knock this one down. You gotta make sure you got a rigid block, because if you got a soft block, something like this here, it's just gonna guide over the run. It ain't gonna knock it down flat. Or if you had your just your fingers, your hands, you want something hard so you can knock it down flat. And all that I don't get out with this block, it'll come out once I use the DA, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have all that out. Anyway, it should be out now. Nah, I still see a little spot there. Let's go back on this side and I'll show you. Then I'll just finish up off camera because I know y'all don't want to see this. See, this is what I was talking about here. It was a little spot left, but the rest of it gone. See, it don't take much. A little effort and time. I think I done found all of them, except the ones on the deck lid. I'll show them to you. But it was one here, there. Also here. It had ran down up in here. Right here, you really want to be careful on this edge because you'll burn through that real quick. On this deck lid here, it's a lot of runs. You can't see them right here though because it's kind of dark, but it's all down through here. And plus it started to drip down here. I'm gonna show you how to get rid of that instead of trying to sand it. You can cut it with a razor blade. See right here, it drip. Let me show you this side first. You know that one was one here, right there, and right here. That's why I like to leave everything off until after I cut and buff, because if I would have had the lock or something on here, or the handle, it'd be hard trying to buff that back out because it'll be hitting the handle. See, if I try to sand all this out, I'd be hitting all over here, dulling that off. So it's a lot quicker and easier to do it with a razor blade. Just want to be careful with it. See if I could get the camera right. Yeah, this clear done hard enough, big time. Once you get it down somewhat smooth, you can take the sandpaper then shape it on up. Yeah, this clear done harden up now. But you get the picture though. I pulled it out so I can make sure I got all the imperfections, the sags and runs. It's a good thing I did because I found a few more that I didn't see in there. But let me show you what I got here. All these spots here, I had blocked. It was a sag here. It was a bigger one here that I didn't see. It came all the way down here. I done sprayed the car off because some pollen had landed on it while I was sitting out here. And I just blocked this whole backside here. It's not that many on this side. Now we're gonna take it back in. I'll show you what we're gonna do next. We're back in the shop. I just wiped it down with a damp cloth. Still waiting on it to dry up so I can show you these. A lot of trash, nibs, imperfections. We're gonna get all this out with the DA. We're gonna go over the whole entire car, even where we sanded with the block. We're gonna be using this BIGFOOT Duetto. We got a 12mm throw. So we're gonna be using, starting off with 1500. And let me show you these pads. These are some foam pads. They're expensive, but they work. Gonna get a fresh one. It's just got like a little cushion give to it. Also, I got an interface pad on here as well. It's a little cushion give to it. And plus, it's like a rigid pad that's attached to it. And you want that. You don't want no hard pad because you could go into this curve here, this contour, you'll scratch it up. So you want something that got a little give to it. So let's put this pad on and we'll start sanding. I guess we'll get started right here. I can show you It's gonna cut these nibs off. Let's put this pad on here. 1500. What we're starting off with. Oh, I forgot to get the spray. Let me go get it. Well, it's just some water and some dish detergent and a spray bottle. It's not, I guess you still can call it wet sanding, but it's just gonna be a damp mist. I'm just gonna put a mist on like that. I spray my pad too as well. What I'm gonna be doing, I'm just gonna be going across it. Alright, let's put this down here and get us a damp rag and wipe that off. We'll see what we got. See what it done with just that little bit there. Let me get the blow hose. I dry it off a lot faster with the blow hose. If I can find my blower. Okay, here you go, right here. Now you see how quick it flattened that, all those imperfections off. You don't see no more imperfections. And that's with the 1500. So we're gonna continue doing the whole entire car like that. And I think that was like what, 3 to 4 passes. Okay, let's check everything out. I don't know if you can see, but it's still a few imperfections here and there, like right here. These here. I could go back over with another pass if I would like, but y'all gotta remember, I still got 2 more grits to do. So with the next grit, that should take that out. If the next grit don't take it out, the other grit should. But if you want to get real in detail with it, you can go back over it with the 1500. But this here, I might go back over that because it's pretty high and deep. Like up here, I somewhat missed. It's still shining. Still little imperfections here on the edge. And the reason why I stopped right here, because the hood, it's not latched and it's sitting down below here. And if I try to sand this here, I start cutting into this edge. So either lift the hood up and do it, or just don't do it at all, because you don't want to cut into that there. And this area here, I'm just gonna leave it. I'm not gonna sand it. You could sand it, but that's just gonna be more buffing you have to do, trying to buff that shine back on that edge. And if you ain't, you know, got no experience cutting and buffing, you could cut through this here and burn through it, trying to get that shine back. So if you're just starting off, I advise you just leave that if it ain't got no run and that on it. Same way with up here. Alright, guess we'll continue on. Also, along here, I didn't try to stem this edge too long because I didn't know how much I had done, but now you can see since it's dried, I somewhat missed a lot of spots here. So let's lift this hood up and then we'll take care of that so I can get that back in as well. Now you can see I could get to it without cutting into this here. And at the same time, after I do this here, I'm gonna go ahead and do this because I ain't gotta worry about cutting to the hood. Spray a little mist on. Might as well go ahead and spray this. Spray this again. So it don't take much. Cut it pretty good. Like this here, I'm not gonna worry about this here. If it ain't got no trash up there, I'm leaving it. Now, I guess we'll jump down here since we're already over here. Do some of this side, then we'll move on around. But I'm gonna lift the hood up the same way when I get this area here. Let me show you this here. See, I stop right here. See, I had also missed this here, trying to stay off that contour, but if you do miss something, you can always go back and hit it when I start hitting this side. That's why I like to always dry it off so I can inspect it. See what I done missed, what I need to go back and hit. But all in all, it looked pretty good. Little spot here, could have went a little bit more. But other than that, I think we're good. Finished sanding the whole entire car with the 1500. Now we'll wipe this down. I went and got some fresh warm water, lukewarm water. We'll wipe this down, make sure we ain't got no imperfections that we need to go back over. Then we'll move to the next grit after that. After the wipe down, I seen small minor imperfections here and there, like here, but I'm not gonna worry about those. I'm gonna try to get them out during the next 3 stages, well 2 stages. They should come out. If they don't, it ain't gonna be no big deal. But I see a sag there that I didn't see at first that I need to get out. I'm gonna get that out with the block. After I block that, then we're gonna step it up. We're gonna go to the next step. That's gonna be getting these 1500 scratches out. In order to get those out, we're gonna grab some 2000. And as you move it on up, your paint gonna get more shiny, your gloss gonna start coming back. Feel like a cloth. Which they do got compound that say you can get 1500 scratches out, but I wouldn't recommend going just 1 step because you'll put more heat on your paint trying to buff those scratches out than stepping it up to a higher grit. This would be a good time if you're seeing the dimples as far as where the trash was. If you feel like it's too deep to get out with the 2000 when you hit it with the DA, this would be a good time to go ahead and block it with the 1500 because you don't want to hit it with the 1500 after the 2000. You'll be defeating the purpose. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going around. If I see any deep ones, I hit it with the block a few times. That's what you see there and along here. I pretty much got all of them that I seen. A couple of them there. You're just knocking it down, so when you hit it with the 2000, it'll flatten it on out. I think that should be good enough. I'm gonna grab the DA with 2000. We'll get these 1500 scratches out. All right, let's go ahead and take this 1500 pad off. I always save my pads because after a few runs and sands, it's gonna be more like a 3000. Feel like it. So I don't get rid of none of it. You know, I'm real cheap. It's in the wrong spot. It's supposed to be over here. But we're gonna grab one of these 2000 pads, fresh one. Put on here. Then we're gonna get started on this hood somewhere. It's gonna be the same process like the 1500, but it's gonna take a lot less runs because you pretty much got it flat with the 1500. We're just getting the 1500 scratches out. Put a little bit on the pad. We'll be good to go. Crank it up. All right, we're done with the 2000. Grab our water, a rag. We're gonna wipe this down here. Get rid of all the sanding paste so we can see what we got. Now you can see the shine starting to come back a little after the 2000. I could go straight to buffing right now, but like I said before, it'll take me longer to buff the shine back if I go straight to buffing now. So we gonna step it on up to 3000. It's gonna be the same process as I did these other grits. Here's a fresh pad. Remove the 2000 off. And we'll get started. Okay, I'm done with the cutting. Now it's time to buff the shine back. We're gonna use a rotary. I done it plenty of ways. Every time I do a cut and buff video, I do it different. But we're gonna use a rotary this time. You get your shine back a lot faster with a rotary. I got this from Harbor Freight. Or you could do it with a DA. I got a couple of them here. I got a BIGFOOT 15mm throw, and I also got a mini BIGFOOT 12mm throw, which I'm gonna use these here. But my first step, I'm gonna use a rotary. I could use this as the first step with the compound. And let me get what pad I'm gonna use. I got some different pads in here. I think I'm gonna use this wool pad and my compound. Let me find. This ain't what's in here. This ain't 3M. I got some of this in there from my last job. I just poured it in there. I think I'm gonna have to pour some more. But let me get it set up, then we'll get started. We're gonna pour some more of this McGuire's in there. This stuff here pretty cheap here. This McGuire's. The 3M expensive. You can get it done with either one though. That should be enough for now. Put the top back on. We'll put the pad on. Make sure you got it centered. And when I start, I'm gonna start off at about 1500 RPMs. Move it up to maybe 2000. But I'm gonna get me a rag here. Got these from Harbor Freight. Remove this tag here. That could scratch your paint. Put some scratches. You don't want no more scratches in your paint that you already got. And let me see. We're gonna put this out the way here. Put this back on here. Then we'll find us a spot on this hood. Guess we'll go up here. Need to get another rag so I can put my put my bottle. So I put it right there. Alright. Just gonna put a little bit here just for demonstration. Might not come out, let me, cause it's been sitting up. Oh, it ain't even, the top ain't even open. Alright, we'll put some here. Just so I can show you how quick it'll come back, the shine will come back by going them 3 steps for us to 3,000. Cut this off. And you can see the shine already coming back. And the less heat you put on there, the better. The heat was gonna bring the shine back, but you don't want to put too much heat on in one spot. You can see, we're just gonna continue. When you're using the rotary, like on the edges here, you want to go into the edge. Not this way here, because you could cut and burn through the paint. So you want to, it's spinning that way, clockwise. You want to go into it like that there. Not this way. Let me show you. Should be enough. Once you get comfortable with it, you can speed it up, but until you get comfortable, you want to have it low. Let me get a rag. Now you can see what it's looking like. Not buffed. Here it's been buffed. I done did all this here. I got to go back over it, but I started on it. Also up in here. Haven't done this here yet. That's why I got the hood up. While I'm doing this here, I don't be cutting into another panel. Like when I do this part here, Well, this part here, I'm gonna lift the hood all the way up. That way I can concentrate just on this here. Once I do something like the hood, the deck lid, or the roof or something, I stop, get me some pound prep. That's like some alcohol and water mixture. But if you don't have that, you can just get some lukewarm water with a little soap in it. Wipe your pound off, get that compound off, because the compound will fool you. You'll think it's buff, but it actually don't be, because the compound have it shining. So you want to try to get that compound off. Then you go back to another pounder. By the time it dry, you can come back and inspect it. See what you done missed. You might got to go back over it. So that's what I'm finna do now. I'm finna wipe it down. Let me show you after the wiping what I found. You can see right here it's still dull, so I'm gonna have to go back and buff that some more. That's why it's good to get that compound off of it, because you'll see spots that you don't miss, like right here. Spots up in there. I finished up compounding the top half of the car, like from here up, as you can see. I did the deck lid, the roof, also the hood. I done went back over those areas twice. Now I just got to do the side. I done also done the front clip. I just got to do the sides now. Did from here up. I guess I'll start back here somewhere. Yeah, I think I'll start right here. Guess we'll do it right here. Be a good starting point. I'm not worried about burning through, cutting through here, but if he is, you can open up this door and do each door by itself, but I'm not worried about it, because I got enough clear on here. I also done let it sit up long enough. take it down and show you what we got. I should have wiped it. Let me get a rag. All right, let's wipe it off. Now you can see the difference. All right, we're gonna finish on up. I'm finished with all the compound, step 1. Unless I find some spots after I wipe it. That's what we want to do now. We want to wipe everything down, wipe the compound off, because you don't want to move to step 2 for us polishing, and you still got compound on the surface. So I'm just gonna take a damp rag, wipe it down, and if I find some more spots after I wipe it, everything dry, I'll go back and hit it with some more compound. Wipe down. Now I might as well go and remove this paper because we're done with the rotary. The rotary is just slang compound everywhere, but the DA, it don't really slang it. So I'm just gonna remove this paper out the jams, and I'm gonna have to put, once I do the polish, I'm gonna put the mirrors back on, and then I buff the mirrors while they're on the car. It's much easier. But it's looking good so far. Okay, we finna start polishing. I got 3 different kind of pads. I got a microfiber pad, also got a wood pad, and some foam pads. We could use either one, but I'm gonna use this microfiber. It's more aggressive than the rest of them. And I got some different brands. This is 3M, step 2. That's what we're doing, step 2. This is the RUPES, step 2. Fine polishing compound. And I think that's what we're gonna use. We're gonna use this RUPES with the BIGFOOT 15mm throw. Let me shake these up. Then we'll put our pad on there. How you clean these pads here, you just take some compressed air and blow it off. But first you gotta prime it up, prime the pad up before you get started. Let me see if I can get some out of here. I'm gonna put 4 drops just to prime it. You want to cut it on the speed of about 4 just to prime it and hold it in one spot for about 10 seconds. Alright, this should be good. Let me grab a rag right quick. I think I got one here. It don't take much of this here. You can put about 2 drops and get started like that. We're gonna be doing this section here, the square. The motion gonna be just like we did with the DA when we was cutting. I think 4 passes should be good enough. Like 2 up this way, 2 back that way. That's it. We're just gonna continue. On areas like this here in this front clip, I use my smaller mini BIGFOOT. Let me blow this pad off right quick. I've done all the top. Also, I've done from here down to here. I did this with the mini BIGFOOT. Also done this here so I can put the mirror back on. That's why I done it, actually. Only thing left now is doing from here down. But I'm gonna put the mirrors on first so I can compound those and then polish those. All the polishing done. Now we'll wipe this down, get ready for the fine polish. That's the third step. It could actually be a 2-step if I wanted to be. But we're gonna go ahead and go that extra step. Now it's time for the final step. That's the fine polish. Step 3, ultra finish polish. We're gonna be using a foam pad to put that on. This one here's a coarse pad. That's for like putting the compound on. It's more rigid than this for the polish pad. So we're gonna put that to the side. Or you could use the rotary. I usually do it with a rotary sometimes, I use this pad here. But I'm gonna do it with the DA. So we're gonna put that pad on. Let me grab the DA. Take this pad here off. It's gonna be the same process as before. We're gonna prime this pad the same way. Set this over there. Guess we'll start right here. Alright, we should be good to go. I put 2 more drops on it. And we'll get started right here. Let me grab this rag. That's what she gonna look like after this step here. I probably won't cut it back on until I'm done because it's the same process, just different polish. Done with the cut and buff. Only thing left is wiping it down. That's what I'll do now. Once I wipe it down, I'll cut it back on. Here's the results. Finally finished with this cut and buff. It's a long process, but it's well worth it once you get it done. Let me walk around the car. Now I can start putting it back together now. Gotta put the locks, handles on. Also the panoramic, gotta put it in. Still gotta do the headliner. Gotta put all the trim. I'll be pinstriping it. Putting some molding on the side as well. It's gonna be the fun part, putting it back together. What y'all think about it? They got new headlights. I gotta put the grill back on. Emblem. Also got I got a test fit the 26s that I painted. But it shouldn't take long to do all that. A couple days, I would say. Got new window channel for the glass. Window sweeps, they new. lot of folks don't like painting black or cutting buffing it. It show up everything though. Any little scratch, it's gonna show. My SD card had got full, so my camera had cut off. But I was saying I didn't clean this very well here. Plus I got to get that compound out that crack down. But I'll do that on the final wash. Once I get everything back together, then I do a detail. I think what I'm gonna do now, I probably start working on this headliner for the roof. Little spider. But y'all stay tuned.
Stop.